So earlier last month I went to New Orleans for work, and I've been to New Orleans plenty of times before, but never did a swamp tour, so, I thought, why not this time? So I rented a car and drove out to Cajun Pride Swamp Tour. It's just like half an hour drive from New Orleans. So you get there, it's they got everything. They got a statue of an alligator. They have the windmill thing that's an alligator. They have actual alligators. They have head of an alligator. They have a dead duck. They have some kind of stuffed fish. They have a couple cats. Anyway, so here's the boat that you get on to for the swamp tour. And on the swamp tour, you see more alligators, more alligators. So by that time, I'm already kind of alligatored out. But there were plenty of other stuff that I saw during the tour. I can't really remember a lot of it, but I remember seeing the great egret. I remember that was the largest egret of them all. I don't know what an egret is. There's also the snowy egret, which is smaller, which I didn't get a photo of, but it looks like this when it's displaying its plumes. Uh, and I also learned about some plants. First, there's the cypress tree, which makes for really good building materials because it's really resistant to rot, but because it's not also resistant to saws. it, Most of the mature cypress trees were gone by the early 1900s. So according to the tour guide, nowadays you can only get cypress from naturally fallen cypress trees. But cypress trees also have this special feature called knees, which what looks like basically part of the root of the tree sticking out of the water, like you see right here. So these knees basically could be harvested without killing the tree. Then there are the Spanish moss. So every time I go down to Louisiana, I see these kind of things dangling from trees everywhere. So first time I saw them, I thought there's some kind of air root system, which I was familiar with growing up in Hong Kong. There are trees in Hong Kong. I think there's some kind of ficus trees with a lot of aerial roots. I think they're technically called. Anyway, just a bunch of stuff dangling from their branches. So apparently, Spanish moss are air plants, so they just get all their nutrients from the air. Like they're not attached to anything. I mean, they're attached to the branches, but I don't think they get anything from the branches. They just get all their nutrients and I guess water and moisture from the air. So if the surrounding air is too dirty, the Spanish moss can't really survive. So according to the tour guide, they were actually gone for a while, the Spanish moss, because the air was so bad in the area. So they're just starting to come back. But you still can't find too many of them as you get closer to the city. So as the tour comes to an end, of course, I get to hold an alligator. Then I went to a gas station with a casino inside of it, and I got some fried shrimp from a Huddle House. Uh, that's pretty much it. Subscribe if you want.
Oh my goodness!
Right there, but see, that's not fucking gonna be disturbing you.